Hi, thank you for watching my review today. I want to do a review on a product that has had many reviews done on it before. In fact, one of the reasons I bought the product is because I watched reviews on YouTube. I also read some forums about forum reviews, and that had a lot to do with my purchase. The reason I purchased this particular product is, well, it's Christmas. It is Christmas 2017. Since she was 4 or 5 years old, I've been taking my granddaughter out into the backyard, and we've been shooting a BB gun. So this year I decided to buy her a .22 Crickett. And it looked like it would be so much fun to shoot that I bought one for myself. Of course, mine was black. I didn't buy myself the pink one. But I'm only going to use the pink one today for the review because it's easier to see with the camera and the light. The big thing about the reviews that I've seen and the forums was talking about the internal lock just above the trigger guard. And that lock, complaint about it is if you accidentally push it or whatever, the bolt wouldn't engage, and if you didn't have the key, it was a bad day at the range. I actually kind of like the idea of that internal lock. When I got to looking at my rifle, my granddaughter's rifle, when I picked them up from the store and got them home, and I noticed that lock was missing. And I'll show you. That lock would have sat right here. Now there's just like a little dimple there. That lock is gone. So I sent a question to Crickett via email about that lock. They sent me a reply back the very next morning. Great customer service. 8:30 a.m. on December 27th, I had a reply to my email, and explaining that the vendor was just no longer making that lock. I looked on their website, and of course they sell those locks. Excuse the clock. They sell those locks, but they are being discontinued, so there won't be any more of those internal locks being made. Instead, now they send you a trigger lock with the gun, and it's just a cheap little plastic, two-piece cheap little plastic that you take apart. It's a bolt that holds it, and to be honest with you, I will never use this thing. It takes forever to take the lock apart and to put it back together, and I just don't want to mess with it. It's just as simple, just to make sure to open the bolt, make sure there's no round in the chamber, pull the trigger, and slide the bolt out. Best lock in the world, right? You just take and put the gun in one place, take the bolt and put it somewhere else, or you can buy a chain lock and slip it through. But this is much better if you really need a lock. One thing I like about it is it's like 31 inches long. Real easy to be shot by a young shooter. The barrel is 16.5 inches long. The stock is like 15 inches. It is the exact same size as her buck BB gun that she's been shooting for the last 3 years, 3 to 4 years. So as far as length goes, it's not a problem. The trigger's at about in the exact same spot. The only difference is that's a BB gun, and this is a live 22 round rifle. I was very impressed with the way she was able to handle it out at the range for the first time. After watching me load about 20 rounds into it, she's like, "Papa, I can do that." So she took the round, a live 22 round, she chambered it, she put the bolt in place, and she pulled the firing pin, and boom, she was ready to shoot. And she did a very good job. Now, what I mean by the firing pin, if you haven't seen any reviews or don't know anything about this rifle itself, it's a single shot, which is perfect for children or juveniles, in that once the thing goes pop, they don't get excited and turn around and hit you with an extra lead that might be in the gun. it's just single shot. As you can see, you load it here in the chamber, engage the boat, then you have to pull the firing pin back in order to fire it. The reason I just did what I did was because I didn't want to dry fire the gun. If you dry fire it too much and it does damage to it, it will void your warranty that Keystone Arms has with the gun. Keystone Arms, I'm not being paid by them to do this review or to say anything nice about them. I will say that the customer service was absolutely wonderful my first time having anything to do with them. They are owned by veterans. The product, the firearm is American made. So you know, you're supporting America, supporting Americans by purchasing this firearm for your child if you're tired of all the plastic Chinese made stuff out there. It has the place for you can put a sling on here. It has the eyes for the sling. Here's the sight, that little round bead right here. That's your rear sight. It's kind of hard to see through for an old man, but you can buy a scope. It comes with a scope mount. You can buy and add a scope to it, but for a child, I would recommend just leave it like it is. Let them get used to using sights, and then after a while, you can get them a scope. I was looking around on Keystone's website. Once they outgrow the little stock here, if you want to, you can buy an adult-sized stock, wood stock, to mount this gun on, just the barrel and everything. Great little product. I love it. It was well worth the $100. And just to do a little rant, teach your kid about your children about firearm safety. Don't let them find a gun and be surprised by it and get curious and pull triggers. That's how accidents happen at home. Teach them. Teach them about gun safety, firearm safety. I believe completely in gun control, as long as it's in the hand of somebody who's legally able and stable enough to operate it. It's controlled. That's my little rant on that. Back to the gun. It's 31 inches, approximately 31 inches long. It's 2.5 pounds. The trigger pull is 2.5 pounds. I have seen videos of 5-year-olds using this firearm. And my granddaughter, like I said, is 8 years old, and she uses this firearm with no problem. I highly recommend it. Dad, Mom, Grandpa, I highly recommend this firearm if you want to get your kids into the shooting sport. So, hey, that's my review for today. Thank you so much for watching it. If you liked this review, do me a favor and give me a thumbs up. Make a comment. Subscribe below. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll try to do more reviews for you. Anyway, you have a blessed day, and be safe shooting.